days are cooler, nights are warmer, and I put the blame on you. Time moves slow, but my heart beats faster. When these eyes are looking right at you, you give me something to believe in, just what I needed. You're the closest.
Let's go to Dale really quickly. 866-801-8255. Another Dale in Texas. Hi.
Hello, how are you?
Good.
Well, thanks for taking my call. I just had heard you, talking about can't serve two masters, and I guess I don't serve any. I'm not a part of Republican, not a part of Democrats, not a part of any of it. The sooner we realize that it's not white, black, Mexican, Chinese, the better off we'll all be. Because it doesn't matter who's been in power the last 30 years. Every objective they want to get done, and when I say they, I'm talking about the lobbyists that actually do control our votes.
Yeah.
Until that happens, none of that will change.
So what's the solution, Dale?
Well, the solution is, again, the truth is somewhere in the middle. Democrats have it right when they get the power of the people together. Democrats or Republicans have it wrong when they think some orange-haired loser is going to come save them. But the thought is not wrong on either side. Like, Trump is a bombastic ass, no doubt about it. Pardon my language, but he is. However, he isn't wrong, and there's a reason why he has support, is because when he has done things, he does go out for the people. It's just like with Biden. Biden's losing black support right now because he doesn't support black people. Very, very obvious. And
but here's the problem, and I'm not going to dispute. Trump supports his people, not all people. His people, not all people. Number one, and Biden not doing something for the blacks, putting up air quotes around that, because, that's an interesting phrasing. Not doing something for black people. Neither did Obama. Like, your president of the United States, the yeoman's task of the Democrats is that they aim to serve all people. The Republicans have given up on all people. They're just going to double down on their people, and their people changes. It's really rich people. But then they've co-opted white people, poor white people, to think that they too are part of that rich people. And they don't care about them either, because every Republican state is in the bottom 5 of healthcare, education, economics, wealth. They're losing on all fronts. If we're talking about Arkansas, Louisiana, Tennessee, Mississippi, Alabama, if we're talking about any of those states, they are losing on all fronts, but they keep putting their chips in with people who don't give a damn about them. So you're not quite right, because Trump is not working for them. He's working for his people, the very rich, the 1%. That's who he's working for, Dale, right?
GDP. Every single one of those states you just mentioned.
Repeat that. They have the highest what?
Highest GDP of any state.
No, they're actually a welfare states. They're actually a welfare states. Where are you getting your facts?
No,
I know. I live in Jersey. Jersey. Jersey sends more money to the federal government than it receives.
Alabama. 100%. Okay. Who else does? California does, right?
California, New York, Connecticut.
Is in more debt. Here's the crazy thing. Texas right now by itself is the 8th largest economy in the planet. That's a fact. Like, Texas it's the 8th richest economy on the planet. That's including Russia and China. That's insane when you think about it. It's the answer is always there in the middle, not black and white every time like everybody wants to make it. The democracies or republics or whatever you call them are never perfect. What the problem is when you get lobbyists that can go in there and pay a pocket. These people that write these bills have no clue what's in them. If you ask Lindsey Graham, or even if you went and asked Nancy Pelosi, they have no idea what are in these bills. They just get told what to say, and they say it.
That's on both sides, though.
Well, 100%. That's why I use both of them, like Lindsey Graham and Nancy Pelosi.
So where do you sit? So, Dale, are you? And first of all, like, I feel like, is this your first time calling? I don't think I've heard.
Yes, ma'am. It
is. This is not your first time listening, though, right?
No. I always like to, because. Like the abortion thing, right? And this is most people. This is just people that I know, my friends and stuff. There are truths to both sides. Like earlier you had said, well, this girl that got raped can't get it. No, that's not true. Like, here's the thing. You don't justify one, whether you believe it's a life or not, and, you keep changing definitions of what is life and what isn't. that's where people have a problem, right? Like you go back to a biblical sense of what is life. Well, that is an opinion for most people. However, you can't justify a less than 1% incident for the mass murdering of 900,000 babies a year. You
Okay,
just can't.
but again, you can't force your religious beliefs on the masses because that's a religious belief. It's not a fact. It's not a fact. You're now like putting the 10 Commandments in schools. You're forcing your religious beliefs on people who don't believe what you believe, and that's wrong. And that the founding fathers would have said that. Church and state has always been separate in their minds with the Constitution. We now are blurring this because we are run by a bunch of people who have an agenda that is not necessarily for all people. They're doing something. They're teeing something up, Dale, big time.
If we believe like the founding fathers believed.
Wait, you're breaking up. You're breaking up.
If we believe like the founding fathers believed, do you think any of us would walk around and give away 44% of our money with a smile on our face? No.
Well, everything old is new again. They did that whole, break from Britain because of taxation without representation. And now we have done it all over again. We have whole states where people are paying taxes and have no representation because of gerrymandering, because power is always going to seek power. Power is always going to seek power. And unfortunately, absolute power corrupts. Absolutely. It is, unfortunately, the law of man. So this conversation that we're having, we're going to have it no matter who's there. And once, people get what they want and we revolt, and then it's going to start all over again. But are you voting, Dale, in November?
Yes, I am.
Okay.
Yes.
Do you know who you're voting for?
Yes. You're not going to like it, but yes.
Well, I know. I already knew who you were voting for when you called in.
Yes.
I could tell. And I know that this is not your first station that you listen to. You probably listen to Patriot first, and you come in here just to see what the other side is doing.
No. I here's the thing. Like I said, like the Trump stuff, right? Is he a bombastic, egotistical narcissist?
No, he's a racist.
Absolutely.
He's not just a racist. He's a racist.
Tell me, I do look, and
let's go.
I'm not asking.
Okay.
No, I know. I'm not asking like as being ignorant. I'm asking 100%.
Okay, so he was sued.
So
so just Google search lawsuits for housing discrimination. Trump. Just Google search that. Google search the Central Park 5. Google search that. Google search his views on Black people and managing his money. Google search that. Just those three things. Just those three things. That'll give you enough time to come to a conclusion that he doesn't value people who are not like him, unless he can use them like he's doing now. And with all of this going after rappers and and all form of Blacks for Trump, why do you have to have Blacks for Trump if Black people naturally or have an affinity towards you? And if the only way that they have an affinity towards you is because of your criminal activity, then what are you saying about Black people when 74% of us have never?
Oh no, 100%. But
so he's racist. He's racist.
Can't have. Well, the thing about it is, like, could I say that about myself in this country today? No. If I said to you that a Black person was racist to me, you would laugh me off this phone. You would say that's not possible.
No, actually, I just had 2 days of a conversation about how I was racist. So you don't listen as much as you probably should. Go back. I'm going to invite you. Right. I'm going to invite you to listen to yesterday's show where I had a woman on that was white to kick off the show. And we had this very conversation. And I think it'll be insightful. I feel really bad that you're going to cast a vote for Trump because you have nothing to lose as a white man in America. You're not going to hurt because of that. But the fact that there will be people who are hurt. And there were still babies that were taken from their parents in cages when Trump was in office, and people who were protesting, who he called the National Guard on and shut that down. That's the very basic right of being an American, to protest. That's how this country started. That you can vote for Trump because you're never going to have the impact of his policies because you're a man and you're white. But the rest of us, to me, Dale, the most important thing about being a human being on this earth with other people is that you do no harm to other people. This is going to harm a lot of other people. And that you can do that, cast that vote, is a privilege that I don't have.
So what can I do that you can't?
drive without fearing for your life when the cops pull you over. You can, walk about freely, not worry about getting pregnant and possibly, having to get an abortion in a state where it's zero tolerant. There's pretty much, you can put on a suit and tie and get a job anywhere. If you had my skills and talent, you would be CEO of some of the major corporations in the world. If you had my skills and talent, intellect, and abilities. I'm relegated to creating my own spaces because of how I was brought into this world. And, I'm about to talk about JJ Redick, so I'm glad you brought this up. Stay tuned. I'm going to tell you what you can do, Dale, that I can't do. But beyond that, I hope you think about this. You're casting a vote for somebody who doesn't view me as a full human being in his mind. Should be problematic. And that is not, I don't know what we do with that.
My days are cooler, nights are warmer, and I put the blame on you. Time moves slow, but my heart beats faster. When these eyes are looking right at you. You give me something to believe in, just what I need.